Hi, this is Kevin Souza. I learned a major lesson this morning because I had a major wake-up call with something that happened with me this morning that I wanted to share with you and share with the world. A friend of mine and business associate that I've been helping for the last couple of months, one-on-one, every single morning, he and I had a series of challenges over the past couple of months. I've been getting very frustrated because he wasn't applying what I was teaching, and I didn't understand what the problems were. I was teaching him and helping him post quotes, photos, and videos in his Facebook in the similar fashion that I do, and he wasn't getting it, and it was very frustrating to me. And it reached the point today where I voiced that frustration. You know, when you get frustrated, your voice level raises and you talk a little bit louder and a lot louder. And he could sense my frustration, and he reached the point of almost tears and said, "Kevin, I can't do this, and I don't want you getting frustrated anymore with me." And he was ready to just give up the ship, just to quit and stop doing the activities that I was teaching him. And it wasn't until that precise moment that I realized what was happening. And I'm going to tell you a story that not even my brothers and sisters know because I never really shared this with them. But years ago, when my maternal grandmother passed away, her husband, my grandfather, came to live with us at the insistence of us kids to mom and dad to have him live with us because he was so distraught and sad. And sure enough, he came to live with us. And my grandfather loved to golf. It was one of his passions. And he used to take us golfing with him. I remember particularly Emerald Park in New Bedford, Massachusetts, where he would take us golfing. It's actually in Wareham, I think. But anyway, he would take us golfing and taught us the game. Well, there was one time where I went golfing with him, and we went to the first hole to tee up for the first hole, and he just stood there for a moment. And I said, "Grandpa, what's wrong?" He said, "I don't know." And I looked at him, and he wasn't doing anything. He wasn't putting the tee in the ground. He wasn't hitting the ball. He was just standing there looking at the field, the fairway, and I said, "What's wrong, Grandpa?" He said, "I don't know." I said, "Well, aren't you going to tee off?" Oh, and he still looked around, so I went into his golf bag and I grabbed a tee and I put it in the ground for him. And I stood there and said, "Okay," and he didn't do anything. I said, "What's the matter?" I'm not sure. It seemed like he had a memory loss lapse. Now, I did not tell anybody this, okay, because I didn't want to have him go to a nursing home. I was afraid of that. Over the years, I had forgotten about it until this very day. I proceeded to go to his golf bag and took a golf ball out and put it on the tee, and then handed him his driver, which is the number one club. And he instantly grabbed the driver the way you hold it and went ahead and drove and hit the ball nicely. And the rest of the game, there was no issue. But what he had experienced was a memory lapse. He had a memory problem there. Now, I didn't know if this was going to continue, and evidently it didn't from what I had noticed, living with him and him living with us. But what was happening with me was I was frustrated. What are you doing? What's going on? Let's go. Put the tee in the ground, hit the ball. And I was getting frustrated as a child at my grandfather, not realizing that he had a memory loss, a memory challenge. Let's fast forward to what happened today. This gentleman, whom I've been helping for 2 solid months, every single day, at least an hour, every single morning, minimum, sometimes longer, to help him learn how to post photos and quotes and videos in his Facebook. He did not know the steps to post a photo, Didn't know what to do. And I was getting angry. I was getting frustrated, and that frustration was leading to anger. And he sensed it in me, and he said, I don't think I can do this. And he cried. And I stopped for a moment and remembered that time with my grandfather, because this gentleman reminds me of my grandfather. He's in his 80s. And little did I realize until this morning that he had a memory loss, that he has a challenge with his memory. And who am I to get angry or frustrated at that? I have a stepdaughter who has autism. Who am I to get angry and frustrated when she cannot perform things to the level of what any other person who doesn't have that affliction? And there were times in my learning process of being with my daughter that I needed to understand that she has a problem, Kevin. Hello? Well, this gentleman, whom I love dearly, has a memory problem. And I said, from this moment on, I will hold your hand every single day. And I had a paradigm shift in my thinking in how to treat that individual. But what it did with me was it helped me to realize that who am I to get angry with myself or frustrated with myself, or at times in my business online get frustrated and angry because things aren't right or something's wrong and what's going on? You know, we are just such sensitive, beautiful creatures of nature, human beings. And we need to learn the art of patience and to help and to be understanding and to be caring, not only with other individuals in life, but with our own selves. Go easy on yourself. You know, take it easy. Learn lessons from life. And rather than getting all angry and frustrated, I decided this morning, today, based on what was happening, that I will not be that way anymore or react that way. I will learn to be more understanding and figure out why things are rather than getting all frustrated and angry. Okay? Life is too precious, folks. And when the call was done today with this gentleman, and we did it all on Skype because we work on Skype together through Desktop Share, I said to him, I love you, and I'm going to hold your hand, and I'm going to work with you every single day. Because he reminds me of my grandfather, and I love him dearly. And he started crying again, and so did I. So, be patient, learn from others, and be loving and understanding with yourself and with your own progress with things in life. And it all starts inside. And that's the biggest lesson I learned. That is a major breakthrough that I had today that I wanted to share with you too. A major wake-up call. And so I hope what I just talked about today helped somebody. This is Kevin Souza. Make it a wonderful day.